Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today it is something a little different. In between 1.17 and 1.18, myself and CallieBuilds got together to do a little bit of a collaboration and a ravine transformation. And so that is what we're going to show you today. So I hope you enjoy. So as part of the ravine, we decided to kind of transform it into a kind of overgrown spruce forest on top as best as we could, and added in quite a bit of detail up here. And I think for me, my favorite part has to be these giant mushrooms with some glowberries hanging down on them in the background.
Yeah, for me, I really think I like these fallen logs. Yeah, it really adds that kind of mining ravine type style that there's work going on here.
Yeah, I think a lot of little detail kind of just brings a build together and brings it to life, right? And there's a lot that we've put in up here that just brings this place from just a random build into a build that feels lived in and that you could live in, right?
Exactly. And I mean, to consider that, like, we started this off as a birch forest and now we've created this lush giant taiga is great. Yeah,
just don't look too far in the other direction and you'll be fine.
You know, not too far. Yeah, so then we started, well, we didn't actually start, but here we'll go across this bridge that we did actually while we were finishing off this area, and come over to kind of the entrance of this ravine. Frogger decided to do this fishing shack, which I think adds so much more to the build with the little lake and the water feature going down into the ravine. It just works really well.
Yeah, I had this in my head when we talked about a ravine base, that you would have water coming out of the hill into like being used in the ravine, but also setting up like a little fishing area, so that it just wasn't just a ravine build. Just don't look inside it. There's nothing inside. Well, there's one bed, but I think it works together well. I like to add purpose to things, and I think this is the sort of thing where you're like, they're not just, if you're living here, you're not just in the ravine, you might have some life on the top side, right?
You can't just be a mole in the ground. You got to come out for sunlight once in a while.
Well, I mean, in 118, you've got two options. You go super high or super low, right? So.
Well, that's fair.
So as you continue down, you get a little sneak peek. I think this is one of my favorite bits, is looking out through here. This was completely
Yeah.
by accident. This was just because, spoilers, just because this was only 1 wide when we did it, and I cut through by accident and went, you know what, I'll put a fence here and make it look deliberate.
Yeah, I think it works out really well.
So we continue down from the outside and we get to this kind of entrance bit with a bit of storage and some farmlands, because you need to eat, right? You can't just be in the mines all day. You need to produce some of the food.
Exactly,
And,
yeah.
Yeah, I really like this kind of wanted to build in the water and making it being used. So it goes down a couple of levels, like with this nice little kind of, not waterfall, but waterfall. Can't think of the word for it. But irrigation system, there you go. There's the
Irrigation,
word.
there we go.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the added touch of putting the campfires underneath the waterfall to make it look like the bubbles coming up from the water hitting.
Yeah.
And then we continued on and we created these bridges here to go into different rooms within the ravine. And this was the first one that I worked on, which was a beautiful little enchanting center, which I think turned out so nice. I love the new amethyst block to be able to create your own geode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I think this is probably of the rooms. Spoiler, it's probably my favorite one. And it's the first one you're getting to see. So please stick around and watch the rest. And we continue around on this kind of top path area. And we get to a little kind of kitchen cooking area in here, which it's not big. We didn't really talk about this before, but in my mind, this is like a 1-person area, base area.
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
everything doesn't need to be mega base scale, right? This is just kind of almost starter base. It's quite easy, I would say, in the beginning of a game to take a ravine and kind of dig yourself into a hole and use it as a base. So we wanted to make like a usable but also reasonable size kitchen area, which I think we have done well.
I like the added campfires with the raw food on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly sure, this one on the floor.
Sanitation-wise, yeah, might not be the best
sanitation-wise,
option.
that might not be great, but...
And then when you come down this side, we get to like a little kind of mining section where we've collected some ores together with a minecart that doesn't do anything apart from adding a bit of movement into the build, right?
Yes, yeah, just goes back and forth.
Kind of hypnotic.
Maybe I should have put a chest in it and it would have made a little bit more sense, but
Yeah.
It works. Yeah. We move on down this direction and we come to the bedroom, which I think turned out really well. The different, I know lots of people will say unstripped birch, but honestly, in this build, I think it looks really good.
Yeah, I think we wanted to kind of experiment with maybe block palettes that we are not so used to in our single player worlds. This whole kind of collab is kind of an adventure and putting ourselves out of our comfort zone. And so copper floor and white walls is not something I would particularly like, but I think it works pretty well actually, and I might use it again.
Yeah,
it makes
I
a nice
agree.
noise when you walk on it at least. So
and from here we actually have to go down the ladder. So to each of the rooms we do have ladders that go up, so if you're ever down on the bottom you can always go up in case you didn't have wings, unlike us. So I think it works out really well in that sense that you could use this as an early game starter base. It wouldn't be something that you'd have to wait until, you got wings or something to create something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the final room that we worked on, which is just another portal. I think it turned out all right. I like the smoke kind of aspect coming up and the nether blocks coming out to kind of signify that difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Simple, but I think it works.
Yeah. We've never actually been through there, so could connect to a horrible place, but we won't.
We don't need to go through it, it's fine.
Yeah. And the final part of this lower level here was these kind of mine shafts. So this was naturally occurring, and we just kind of wanted to bring it back into the style, I guess, of the rest of the build, right? And kind of update it a little bit from the kind of standard Minecraft mineshaft area. It was looking a little basic, so we added a bit of detail in the end, in through it on both sides. Yeah, nothing too fancy.
But overall, I think this base looks incredible. And I love the textured detail on either of the walls with the mossy cobblestone and the tuff and the vines, and even all the leaves coming off down the sides. It just adds that more overgrown look, which I really like.
Yeah, I really like this view from the bottom here up along the ravine. I think it just really came out as well as I could, better than I could imagine, let's say.
Yep.
So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to doing more builds with Callie as we go forward with the Northern Lights SMP. So please check out both channels. Links will be in the description, and I look forward to welcoming you back to the channel. So thank you so much, and bye-bye.
We'll just continue on our little tour here.
We'll cut all this out. It can be a behind-the-scenes
definitely.
episode, right?
I'm just going to let it record a little longer, and then if I need to do voiceover, at least I have, me standing here doing stuff.
That end felt weird, but I don't mind. Very abrupt. Enjoy. Yeah, what does Bob Ross say? Happy accidents? Is that the thing?
Sure, I don't know who said that, but yes, that's,
I don't know Bob Ross.
Thing.
Oh.
I mean, I know the name. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm young,
Okay, yeah.